Hey, fourth grade scientists, today we are going to look at earthquakes, and you learned about mountains, plateaus, hills, plains, and even volcanoes when we did our experiment. We are looking at earthquakes because the Earth's surface can change all different sorts of land in different ways. So when we looked at volcanoes, we have plate tectonics beneath us, and those plate tectonics are moving at a nice speed, and then sometimes they come together, sometimes they collide, and sometimes they converge. That's what we call it. And when they converge together, they don't have anywhere else to go but up. And that's what forms our mountains or even volcanoes if there's magma underneath our Earth's surface in that specific area. Earthquakes are actually formed not when plate tectonics converge together, not when plate tectonics diverge together, but when they transform, when they rub against one another. That is called transform. That is one of our boundaries. Okay, so today, I'll get you in a better view here. I made Jello the other day, and this Jello is going to serve as your land, let's say. And I also constructed a tower. I'm going to say that this is the Transamerica Tower in San Francisco. I did a little research on it. It's pretty cool. It's not the pyramid form that the Transamerica building actually is. I'm just going to say that it is. A neat fact about the Transamerica building in San Francisco is that it is built in a pyramid form to really withstand earthquakes, because what is California known for? There are a lot of fault lines in California. California is kind of known for their earthquakes. So why build a building that's not going to withstand an earthquake? I don't know. So they built the Transamerica building in San Francisco. And I also read up that even tall skyscrapers, if there's winds that are 100 miles per hour, the tall buildings will actually move at least 2 feet and kind of sway in the wind. It's not really, the people in the building don't really notice it, but it does happen at least once a year. So it doesn't happen very often. You can't really see it with your own eyes, but scientists have figured that out. So we're going to look at earthquakes. Yes, we have orange land, and then we have our Transamerica building here. Your question that I'm going to propose to you is, do you think my Transamerica building is going to withstand an earthquake in this Jello? Just kind of look at how it's constructed. You can kind of see a lot of faults in my construction here, but do know that I didn't plan this, that the marshmallows did kind of harden overnight. And then this morning I actually added a few more marshmallows, which are still kind of hardened because those were set out. So what do you notice about the construction of this building? Positives and, the negatives that might affect if the building will collapse or not. Okay, so you can simply do this at home. I use 2 boxes of orange Jello, hot water, cold water, mix it up. Leave it set for at least an hour. Then you need toothpicks, and then however many marshmallows you want to construct your building. Okay, so here we have very unsturdy land. We have our Transamerica building here in Wisconsin, and I'm not really going to push it down. Toothpicks aren't really holding it, and I'm just going to start shaking it and see what it's going to do, if it's going to withstand. It's kind of sliding all over the place. If I shake it even more, there it goes. All right, I'm going to try another time. It's not really going to break because the marshmallows are hardened, but it might topple over. Let's try it again. The earthquake's coming, earthquake. Okay, as this earthquake is occurring, what is happening to the ground and the plate tectonics? Okay, some things already happening to my land here, my Jello, but I will show you quickly. Okay, as the plate tectonics are rubbing together, faults are going to form. Okay, and faults are like big gashes in the land. So I'm going to kind of cut it, and I'm just going to highlight it with my blue food coloring. I'll clean that up later. And it's kind of neat to see. This blue food coloring, hopefully you can kind of see, it soaked through my Jello. So if you kind of look at it at an angle, you can see the depth of the Jello there. And that is called a fault line. Fault lines happen all the time when there are serious earthquakes occurring. Okay? So there you have it. Your tall building, if it can withstand wind and if it can withstand an earthquake, you did something right.